Canadian skip Rachel Homan.
How do you prepare, right? Like you play in the slam and now you got a few weeks here before the Olympics. Like, is there a lot of practicing? You're saying you're probably working out or getting treatments and all that. Like, how do you prepare for the Olympics as a curler?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's no different than we're doing all year, right? The slams we're playing the top teams in the world, and our national championships or the trials that we just played in November. Those are all high pressure, high stakes events where you want to do as best you can for um, your family that's supporting you, being away for so many weeks of the year, and whether it's a major slam or whether you're going to the trials and you've spent 4 years pouring into this. I think our team's done a really good job of sticking with every tournament and trying to give it our all for each one. And so, this one is different, but also a little, not much different than the training, other than, between nationals and worlds the last couple of years, you only have maybe a 2 week turnaround. And this time we had a bigger chunk of time to, have two tournaments before we play the Olympics, which has been nice because, you win the trials and
Mm.
there's a big high, and then obviously you got to come down from that. So a bit of a low of crashing from emotions and a bit of exhaustion from the stress that you put yourself through. But yeah, so I think we got to face some adversity after playing the trials, and not winning as easily as we had been, and I think that's a good wake up call, and a good reset, and you learn so much more from some losses than you would just winning through. So it's been good preparation heading into the games, and just had a training camp this past week. The girls just flew home, and yeah, just a few last weeks before we head off February 3rd.
What makes a curling team so good? Like, in other sports and hockey, which you're familiar with, you got the physical guy, the role player, the skill guy. In football, it's like do your job and all that. On a curling team, which, you've been with your whole life and you've been doing the sport, what makes a curling team so good?
I think, same thing, like everyone has their role, and when everyone, is contributing in a meaningful way at their position, then, I think that leads to success. And I think, buy-in of everybody wanting to be in the position that they're in. I think that's important. And yeah, I think everybody, needs to be on the same page with their goals and what they want to accomplish in the sport. And yeah, I think
Mm.
when you four people pull in the same direction, a lot of good things happen.
What is there like one thing, like one big piece of experience that you pull from 2018 on the women's side or 2022 on the mixed double side?
Um, yeah, I think just the preparation piece, and I think every team is so different. And this team, we prepare like we haven't in the past, and um, everyone's older, everyone's more experienced. Going into your first games, you really don't know what to expect, and then for mixed doubles in COVID, that was a whole other animal to take on with very little preparation time because of you know ice being shut down for years, and just so many unknowns and testing. And yeah, I think that was a tricky one to, you just didn't have enough time to prepare. Everyone was isolating, you couldn't go anywhere. So I think this time we can prepare the way we want to, and yeah, feel a lot more confident in getting the games. And you know you can only prepare so much, and it's sport, anything can happen. So I think keeping that mindset of, if we don't win, we're, that's a very real possibility. And but I think, at this point we can go in just knowing that there's nothing more we could have done, there's nothing more we could have prepared for. We're ready. So
Mhm.
it's, yeah, at this point it's up to as much as we can put our best foot forward, and we know and we're confident in our ability and the team that we're putting forward, that it's going to be our best shot.
Is that mental game of or the mental aspect of curling? Like pressure situations, like do you do anything different? You know, like the football kickers, and I've talked to that do like box breathing, and golfers, you know, they're blowing in their fingers before they hit a big shot and all that. Does a curler do anything to kind of calm the nerves, maybe?
Yeah, I think just awareness of your heart rate and yeah, just trying to recalibrate for that. I think every athlete kind of goes through that and just understanding, your emotions and being aware of them, I think is paramount in the sport.
Are you looking forward to taking in any other sports in Italy?
Um, I haven't really thought about it. It's just been a lot of scheduling these last few weeks, getting ready and figuring out what we need to do. And then, we're going there early, so I think we can figure that out when we get there. It's going to be a little bit tougher this time around just because we don't move into the village until the 9th. And then, um, like, our schedule, it's a long one.
Yeah,
Compared
could
to
be
some.
fluid. Could be fluid then.
Yeah, we'll figure it out as we go. Like if there's opportunity, like I love going to watch other sports. Um, but at the same time, like we have a job to do. I'm excited to go. I want to do my absolute best. So
Hmm.
anything I can that's gonna make me better for the next game, like that's what I'm gonna do and focus on. Um, and
Yeah.
there's TVs that we can watch the streams and stuff if the rest is what we need. So we'll be cheering hard, whether it's in front of the TV, if we get the opportunity to go and watch, and it makes sense for us, like that'd be unreal. I've got to see, Scott and Tessa win gold at their skate in
Hmm.
2018. That was unbelievable to watch live, and just some cool moments in sport that we've been able to witness being at these games. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. Haven't quite looked that far yet, but it'll be cool
Uh,
to get to. Yeah.
is the athlete village a must? Like, do you have to do it, and do you want to do it, or like, is there ever an option of maybe like staying off site or anything?
There isn't an option
No.
for us, no. Or
Um.
I don't think anyone in the mountain village, because we're
Okay.
not in the main village.
When do you fall in love with curling?
When do you fall in love with
When
curling?
do you like what age? Like, how old were you when you fall in love with the game of curling?
I I don't know. I think I'm just a competitive person, so I just love to compete. Um, it's a neat sport where, there's no other sport that kind of makes you as frustrated or as like unbelievably happy to win. Just because there's so many moving pieces and so many parts of curling. There's like the physical sweeping part, and then there's the tactical part, and um, there's fine motor skills, and then like
Mm.
explosive like leg drives for big weight shots. There's just like a lot of different parts to the game. So it just feels like it's never ending. And the strategy, it's like football, like it's just never ending. Like
Strategy and
yeah,
yeah, X's and O's almost, and yeah.
yeah. So
What?
I love strategy games. I love that part of
Oh.
it. And diving into, there's the playbook and then there's gut feeling and there's lots of, nuances of the game that are frustrating and fun and making
Hmm.
it different. And um, yeah, it's a cool sport to dive in and learn about. And um,
It's an absolute challenge. Like people
yeah,
that have never played it, right? It's like you could play whatever sport and be good at whatever sport. And in curling, it's like such a different ball of wax. So it's like it's pretty cool that you talk about all those things. My last one is the international curling game compared to what you play. Like I know I was watching and I saw on social media, you called out the Japanese team, I think, on sweeping, and then there's umpires at the international game. What are the big differences from going to curl international, like at the Olympics, compared to, maybe let's say a Scotties or a Slam?
um, yeah, like the officials are there uh, to help with like rulings and stuff. Yeah, sweeping's a tough one because they're putting in new rules and people are trying different sweeping techniques and um when I said something, I just don't think that she knew. Because I had mentioned it to their coach, like you have to sweep like a piece of the running. Like if you're not sweeping the rock, then all you're doing is moving something in front of the rock. So I was just like, you just have to sweep the rock, like any part of the rock, right? And then once I said it, she never did it again. So she knew what I was talking about. And it didn't even have anything to do with the new rule at all. It was just, and honestly, sometimes sweepers sweep and they don't know that they're not even in front of the rock. So it could have been that. But as soon as I said it, she never did it again. So, it was, I feel like people tried to make it something that it wasn't. It was
Okay.
just, oh, you just have to make sure that your broom is covering some part of the running band of the rock. And then that was it. um, but yeah, it's just the rules are like a bit gray. So then it's just helpful to have officials there to make a ruling on to make sure that everyone's, within the parameters of sweeping and the spirit of the game of like sweeping. You just can't put stuff in front of the
Yeah.
rock. Slow it down is really, really the only thing in the rules that you can't do.
Cool. Thanks for doing this and jumping on. I know you're busy. I know you got a million of them. Really appreciate it. Good luck. And obviously everyone's rooting for you when you get over there.
Yeah, we can't wait to go. We're excited and we feel the support and we can't wait to put on those jerseys and get on the ice.
First.